Hi guys, this is Shishti Joshi Thakur and I'm going to show you a super cool AI agent that I built on myself. And I didn't use any pre-built softwares, or I didn't deploy on N8N or any other server like Render or anything. But I built the entire AI agent on my own. And yeah, so what happens is I use the concept of directed acyclic graph. And yeah, so the jobs were run, the inputs were sent, and the input were passing down to texts data that was being collected, and the data was sent to the LLM server. And from LLM it was getting processed, and it was just checking that it's directed as cyclic graph or not. And yeah, so everything was happening over there, and then it was passing down to the output. And yeah, so after that we are getting the output. So yes, this is all about the AI agent. So multiple jobs could be run, and multiple apps could be connected like that. There's a pipeline that is connecting different functionalities in a same workflow. And yeah, so it's going to happen like that from input to uh, any other text or anything or any other data point. And the data would be collected and passed to an LLM, and from the LLM it would be processed, and it would be getting to the output server. And yeah, so there it would be executed. So we would be getting an out like that. So yeah, this is all about the AI agent that I built. So the difficulties that I face, and what tech stacks I used. So for the front end I used React, and for the back end I used Python and Fast API. And yeah, so this is all about it. And the challenges that I faced were I will there were some challenges in building the nodes separately. Like initially I was doing it with the one or two nodes, then I had to create other files for separate LLMs, and like for the text collection, data collection, input, output. So yeah, also I had to match all of that in the app.js. That was a big deal. And the workflow should be linear. That was a big challenge that I encountered with the concept of directed acyclic graph. And yeah, this is all about the project, so let me walk you down through it. So yeah, so this is basically my project. And yeah, so all these nodes, this is the input pipeline entry point. And then I would be adding the text. I can add one more, and the LLM. Here the processing would be taking place, and the output. So the input would be passed down to the texts, and the text would be passing down to the LLM, and the LLM would be giving the output. So the text, I can add anything, it's just the Joshi, and it would be processing. And the LLM would be processing it. There's a directed acyclic graph, it would be detecting if it's linear or not, and then the output would be given. So what is basically an API? An API is how you can imagine a waiter in a restaurant. So whenever you go to a restaurant, you don't go to the kitchen and take the meal by yourself. Instead, you call a waiter, and the waiter would be handling your orders, and you would be giving the dishes from the menu to him, and he would be going to the kitchen and bringing you the food. So this is how API works. Whenever in a platform you need some data or anything, like you need a data in HubSpot or anything. So you would be getting the data from Gmail via an API that is connected. So uh, this is how an API works. API is not the entire software, instead it's a connection between two softwares, and how multiple softwares could be used in a single website. So this is what an API is. So I am given a work in which I am building an AI agent that automatically sends a follow-up email to our client 3 days after a deal moves to closed win in a CRM. So yes, how we would be doing it is like we would be setting up a trigger whenever the CRM moves to closed one. So at that time a trigger would be provoked, and it would be going, and like the data would be collected in the LLM, like the timestamp and the names and the data values and everything, the date, time, and whatever the data is. So everything would be collected, and it would be passed down to the workflow, and after that the scheduled job would a job would be scheduled after 3 days to pass a notification. It would be scheduled to pass a notification after 3 days, and after 3 days it would be the job would be executed, and an email follow up of the email would be sent to every user. So this is how it works. The AI agent and the tools which I have worked with in past 30 days are Claude, Heroku, and Vibe Code Arena, and Gemini Anti-Gravity, and ChatGPT, of course. So yeah, this much, and yeah, also Cursor. So this is all about it.